Sorry. You got it, Josh.
You guys, today's question is, I don't know. I'm not going to do the whole charades again.
Because we joke around before. And
we joke around a lot, but this is serious. This is a really serious question. The question is, was Jeffrey Dahmer all that bad?
That's the question?
That's the question.
I thought there was something. Yeah, are you joking?
No,
I thought that we had another question line. No, of course he was a bad guy. He was not that bad, like good.
Okay.
No, yeah.
Okay.
Yes. The dude was bad. I don't know, he ate and killed people, dude. That's not funny.
I never said it was funny.
Sorry, I'm taking that on you. I'm just.
The question was he good or bad?
Was this sent in by a viewer?
This was.
That's insane. Okay,
yeah.
Obviously he was that bad. Yes. I'm sorry. I shouldn't. I shouldn't have jumped at you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know why you're jumping at me because
I apologize. I'm sorry.
Even though I might feel differently,
it just gets me angry.
I think Jeffrey Dahmer was bad.
Okay, yeah, good.
Yeah.
He
was a bad man.
Yeah.
He was scary.
He did bad things.
A
lot of bad things.
Austin, Jeffrey Dahmer.
I came on the show and I was going to disagree with you guys, but I can't on this one. So yeah, he was a pretty bad dude.
That's good.
Pretty bad.
Good to know. I'm glad you did.
I was trying to find a way to say no, he wasn't that bad, but I can't really explain that one away. So.
Jeffrey Dahmer is the worst, and welcome to the show!
Did I say ninja? I meant butterfly. The butterfly is no doubt one of God's most beautiful. I said empty your mind. You learn martial arts! Ninjas attack!
And we're back with another episode. It's the 10th episode, and we're having so much fun. We got a guest. His name is Austin Warren. We goes by A-Dub.
That's me.
10.
Wow, that was really good. And that's me. It sounds like a TV
and
show.
That's me.
Hi.
Oh, man. Guys, 10 episodes we have done.
Our first big milestone. Here
This
we go.
is huge. Like, there's been a lot of accomplishments throughout history of humans.
This goes down as one of the successes.
Talking about the pyramids, the
Great Wall of
Alexander
China.
the Great, the Great Wall of China.
Wait, we're not talking about white men anymore, are we?
No, all
Okay,
men.
got it. All men. Got
And
it.
women.
And women.
You were there too. We wouldn't be here without women.
We would not be.
Thank you, women.
Thank you, Mom.
Do you really mean that?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm happy to be alive.
Oh. But the pyramids, Great Wall of China, Alexander the Great, Nintendo.
Yeah, the
internet.
Napoleon.
Well,
Mozart.
Okay.
Beethoven.
Genghis Khan.
No.
Wait.
He did some pretty terrible things.
But there's
Mongolian
a lot of
Empire.
things.
We are one of those people.
We're in that same
We are some of
conversation.
those men. White men. We are white.
Unfortunately.
Nope.
Not all. It's all right.
It's all right. It's okay, buddy.
It's all right. Oh, we forgot. Hey, Jace, can you hit the on-air sign?
Hey, love you, Jace. Jace was in the last episode.
No,
You guys
wrong
know him.
one. Up,
Yep.
up. There we go.
Thank you.
We
Brand
are
manager, everybody.
We
Our
have
brand
an office full of people, and we have an on-air sign, and we forgot to flip it on.
Our bad.
But wow, 10 episodes.
10 episodes.
What an
Austin.
achievement.
That's great.
Thank you.
Good
We
job.
had
we
to
have
pick
a
a
guest.
special guest.
Yeah, our guest today, speaking of 10 episodes, let's go back 10 years.
Ooh.
10 years of friendship. Has it been 10 years? It's been longer than 10
longer
years.
than that, yeah.
Because I'm 30,
Yep. Yeah, you are.
and we've been friends since
Middle school? I was in middle school. You were high school?
Yeah,
Somewhere along the
well
lines?
over 10 years.
So how what was the grade difference? How many?
He was 2 grades below me.
Okay, 2. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and we've been friends
Ever since.
ever since.
Now, a couple episodes ago, Lily talked about how she viewed Josh as like a 7th grader looking up at Josh thinking he's the bee's knees. He's the best of the best. unachievable. I think is unattainable was the word she
Unattainable.
used
Yeah,
to describe him. Now, what were the words you would use to describe Josh when you were in middle school and he was in high school?
That's a great question. So I was considered in high school like the jock, I guess. So played all the sports and everything. So just by appearance, Josh really didn't fit in with our friend group.
Yeah.
However, Josh was the one dude that didn't fit in our group that was like best friends with us. And I remember a few stories, but Josh drove a 67 Mustang, was it?
Man.
66.
60,
That had to have been
Yeah.
seriously like a neck turner, just like
Yeah, it was called the neck turner.
that was called
Yeah.
the
The Mustang 66
Josh's-
neck turner.
What's that noise I hear in the distance? What is that? Is that Josh Hooper's neck turner?
But it was pretty cool because we liked Josh because he was the older friend that could drive. So my buddies and I would jump in the car. But there was one time we were
this
going
is
to
good.
going to a football game, and we were going to run to the gas station, I believe is what
Yeah.
it was. And the 66 Mustang were all piled in there.
This was like probably an hour before the football game.
Yeah, hour before. We weren't supposed to leave campus, but we were just going to run to the gas station real quick. And the brakes in Josh's 66 Mustang went out.
The NT. The
The
NT.
Oh, neck turner. Yeah.
The neck turner, yes.
Yeah.
Approaching 441.
Yeah. A red light. We were coming up on a red light.
Yeah,
and it was-
441 is the busiest road around here.
Yeah. But we were coming up on the red light,
Yep.
and it was Austin and our other buddy Tevin.
And Dylan. Dylan was in there
Oh,
too.
Dylan was too. And I hit the brakes, and it made that
Hit
sound.
the floor.
It just came
Oh
out.
no!
About this loose.
How fast were you going?
I mean, like probably 35.
35, yeah. Oh.
But we were going downhill,
Yep.
coming up on a red light, and I said, "There's no brakes." I pulled the
Hold on,
emergency.
but we got to talk about
Oh, okay.
in these situations. Josh and I have had a lot of these, but if he's like behind the wheel, we've had a few car instances. Josh freaks out, right?
Yeah.
And if there's one other person in the car besides me, we can't help but die laughing. Like we don't know what's about to happen. But so just seeing Josh and anxiety is kind of similar when we were driving your mom's car.
Yeah.
I can't help myself. I don't know what's going to happen, but dying laughing.
Either way, it's gonna
So
be funny.
Put it in a
your mind.
context. Josh anxious and everybody else just dying laughing. And then, all right, go ahead,
Yeah.
Josh.
Well, that like literally Austin, his personality is YOLO.
Yeah.
And so like when we're about to die, he
Yeah.
just laughs.
He's like, this is
like,
happening.
okay.
Cool.
I can't control it.
It's the worst person. It's probably the worst and best person to have on a trip. Like,
it's the best. But anyways, we come up, emergency brake doesn't work. It just goes nothing.
Yeah.
And it's just going. And I full strength whip it at the red light to turn right.
oh my goodness.
And it was like, and I just plowed it into an orange field. Like an orange
For
grove
real?
field. Yeah.
For real.
Oh, I've never heard that. That is crazy.
And then-
Did you hit a tree? Did it damage
It
the car?
just slowed down.
In the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I just had to leave it, and our football coach had to come pick us up.
literally best case scenario.
Yeah.
Then. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was
So no
nuts.
drink. You didn't get to the gas station.
No, with no Gatorades.
No, bummer. Darn it.
No Gatorades.
Darn you, neck turner.
Just near death experience.
That is
and I think
scary.
we lost that football game too.
Good
just a bad,
chances we lost.
just a bad night all around.
Yeah. But yeah, we have so many stories, me and
I
Austin.
think, can we tell one more story?
we can
similar
tell as many stories
in
as
that
we
vein.
want.
We got to tell the story about when we were driving to Montana, I believe is, and Josh's like, hey, it'd be funny. Let's do a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
you take your phone out
We're in Kansas.
in Kansas,
Yeah.
passing where there's nothing. You're just
It's
driving
just
forever.
straight for hundreds of miles.
It's so weird. Side note, it's so weird to know that you guys were driving through Kansas and probably drove through nearby where I lived in Kansas.
That's probably why
crazy.
we hated it so much.
That's
Yeah.
probably,
Yeah.
you just felt an
Even if
energy.
we knew you, we'd probably
I
keep
never
driving.
want to go back. There's a vibe in Kansas, and I don't like it.
Hit the gas.
So anyway, Josh is like, let's do this bit. Like, you take the phone, record me. I'm going to act like this trip is so boring that I fell asleep at the wheel. So it was a joke. We were in the middle of nowhere. Well, we just kind of described how I'm just like, YOLO, let's do this, right? So I pull my phone out and I'm recording Josh. And it's a Snapchat or
Yeah, it was
whatever.
Snapchat.
So it's only like 7 seconds or 10 seconds, whatever it is. So I do it.
And I close my eyes, pretending I'm asleep.
You're behind, you're
one
behind the
driving.
wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Please.
Oh, you want me to continue?
go
Okay.
for it, yeah.
I'm not trying to cut you
No,
off.
no. I get it.
I pretend I'm asleep, and then I just stay there because in my head I'm like, he'll be like, I got it. He filmed it, and then he's doing this, right? I'm sleeping, and he's like,
oh, he forgot
on the
to
phone.
tell you.
And
He
we
forgot
went
to
for
say,
for like
stop.
what 20 seconds
at least.
until the truck was going, and like we about like went into mammoth of a ditch.
That is insane.
We were off the road. Yeah.
Just
So we were both like, so just picture this. I'm like this, driving. My foot's on the gas, and Austin's just.
yeah, you go for it. Go for it. Go.
It was crazy. But yeah,
That's amazing.
we've had a lot of.
Did you guys make it to Montana?
We did.
Was it just like a boys trip or what? Like
Yeah,
how old
I
were
was
you
I
guys?
was moving back out there to
Oh, you were dropping them off?
yeah. So he just decided
Wow.
to come along.
Was it just you two?
Yeah,
That's so cool.
it was an epic road
In
trip.
your little truck.
Oh, and you flew back?
I did.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I did that.
What a fun trip.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
good old times.
You guys have been friends for a long time. That's the thing. I moved around so much as a kid. I feel like I never had that like that childhood friendship growing up. So like what were like, because you guys have obviously continued a friendship throughout high school. You guys
Yeah.
work together.
Yeah.
What are some other connections that you guys really share that you think are important?
Oh man, I don't know. Like Austin was technically the first employee at Sunday Cool.
That's so cool.
So me and Taylor owned Outhouse.
Now we have like 120 around there,
Something like that.
a
Little over 100,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's awesome.
But Austin worked with me and Taylor at Outhouse, and then transitioned into becoming the first employee at Sunday Cool. And so I mean, like every big milestone,
It's been with him.
A-Dub's been there.
Common denominator.
Yeah.
Who's the common denominator though? Who's had most misfortune
know.
without the other person?
Most misfortune without
Yeah,
the other.
yeah. So
person.
we got to figure out who's
Sounds like a
who's the
riddle.
lucky charm, or is it just that when you two are together, that's when the magic happens. So that's when the good things start.
Yeah.
To
Probably
roll.
that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
that.
A-Dub is the life of the party, though, man.
100%.
Yeah.
We love when A-Dub shows up,
Yeah, just tell jokes and
and we just laugh,
do things.
just have fun.
Yeah,
do
like
silly
boys,
stuff.
yeah.
We're boys.
We're boys.
Yellow.
We're having fun.
Yeah.
yeah.
Get away, girls. You're not allowed.
Yeah. Say it
But-
again. One more time, Andy.
You're not allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo.
Oh. Okay. Anyways. One of my best friends my senior year, his name was Jiho Yu. And he was from South Korea.
South Korea.
South Korea. And he lived with Austin. So Austin, your family throughout middle school and high school, like housed all of the foreign exchange students.
17.
That's awesome.
Nuts. It was so fun.
That is so cool.
Thank
Like,
you.
Yeah.
Andrew was one of them.
Andrew was, he was a success story. He was-
Yeah. You guys, Andrew's more white than all of us here. So. No, but yeah, so Jiho Yu was like my best friend in my senior year. Actually, the majority of high school. And that's when mine and Austin's friendship like really blossomed.
So he was kind of like what brought you guys together. You started hanging out.
Like
For
full
sure.
time.
Cool.
Wouldn't you say?
That's awesome.
Yeah. But I just want to go off onto when I lived in South Korea.
Yeah.
That was a crazy experience.
So what brought you there?
So another family that lived with Austin, it was I'm just gonna name drop Teddy, Kim, and Grant.
Yep.
You could just say the first name.
Yeah, I don't.
Teddy and Kim.
Teddy and Grant.
Grant.
Yeah, their family had a called a school in South Korea, and they said, "Hey, would you be interested?
Can
in
you
coming
speak like them?
No, not gonna do that.
It's our 10th episode. Maybe. Yeah. Let's
I
start
thought
off
we were
slow.
getting raunchy. My bad.
They said, "Do you want to come over to South Korea and be a camp counselor at our summer camp?"
That sounds awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's like they said,
Who wouldn't do that?
They're like, it's in the mountains of South Korea. There's going to be a pool. We're going to have all this.
Was it
stuff.
a Christian thing or is it just
No,
okay?
just
yeah.
like,
That's yeah. So anybody would be like a trip to South
Yeah.
Korea to be at a camp. Yeah. That
So the
sounds
thing
awesome.
was like, we'll pay for your flights. You can live with us, but we're not going to pay you because it's like the experience.
Yeah.
Dope.
Everything's taken care of.
I'm
So
in.
you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my friend Jiho Yu had moved back to South Korea.
That sounds like
already.
a dream trip for somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I went, and it was not a summer camp at all.
And it was in Seoul, right?
It was in Seoul,
Yep.
South Korea.
Yep.
And it turned out they're just like, hey, the camp is in about a month or so. Here's our school. Can you teach this class, and this class? I'm like,
Be a teacher.
be a teacher.
Of what age group?
Middle schoolers.
Yeah, what were
That
those
is
classes?
insane.
They wanted me to teach grammar. They wanted me to teach science.
Did they speak English?
The kids?
Yeah.
Barely.
Okay.
And that was the whole point, is like
Yeah.
their whole, I'm going to call it a scheme, because I think it was kind of a scheme.
Do they have pyramids in South Korea?
Probably.
I think everyone has pyramids.
Yeah, everyone
Hey,
has
Memphis,
pyramids.
Tennessee has one of the biggest pyramids.
The
in
largest
world.
pyramid.
Is it the largest?
Yeah, in the
Are you-
world. It's bigger than
Bass
the pyramids.
Pro, baby. Woo!
Yeah, it is.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not.
Oh.
Anyways, so it was kind of like, hey, we have this English student from America. Send your
captive.
kids, and we'll teach them.
That is so
Basically, they
funny.
figured out I'm not qualified to teach, or I kept on being like, I'm not. I can't teach the kids.
Yeah.
Like, I barely.
How long did you
I
do it
barely
for?
graduated high school.
How long did you do it?
Hey, Josh, I need to clarify something real quick.
Okay.
It's bothering me.
Oh,
At the beginning, when I was saying like I was the jock and the sports kid, and you weren't, I need to clarify that. 'cause
oh, okay.
You were very talented. Josh was
Thank
like,
you.
Athletically?
when he came from Mount Dora High School Mount Dora to the Christian school,
Yeah.
you were like on your way to a college scholarship for soccer, weren't you?
Ish. Yeah.
But you played club, and you were a big deal.
I was a kicker boy.
So
You were a big deal.
So came over to the Bible school, which didn't have a soccer program. So then that's how we really met Josh, was through the football program when he became the kicker.
Yeah.
So I just need to clarify. Like,
Okay.
Josh
Thank
was
you.
athletic in high school.
Athletic in my
right?
legs.
Austin, this
But-
whole time has been just like, oh man, I
But-
really insulted Josh,
but-
Josh in that intro.
What was different was just Josh had long hair. Josh was different than everybody. Josh
Yeah.
didn't wear shoes. You know?
To school.
Yeah, there's it like
normal stuff.
literally the school wrote a handbook
Mm-hmm.
because of Josh and Taylor, his older brother.
Yeah, I think
Like,
you mentioned like the hair
We were
code.
called-
like,
This
yeah.
is how we realized that Austin doesn't watch the podcast, because we've talked about that.
Ish. Yeah, we touch on it.
I'm out. I'm done.
No, they called Taylor, my big brother, Big Hippie, and then me, Little Hippie.
Yeah.
'Cause we just walked barefoot everywhere.
Yeah.
And we probably smelt really bad.
Back to South Korea. Sorry.
Back to South Korea.
So how long did you do it for?
I think I was over there for like 3 months.
Uh huh. How long did you teach?
I mean, almost the whole time except the last 2 weeks. I'm
That's
going to get to that.
Insane. 2.5 months
Yeah.
of just faking it till you make it.
I had
in
to
that
wake
sense.
up. It was a job. I had to go
Wow.
to school. But then I told him, like, I can't teach all these kids. Like, because they're like, you need to make planning lessons. And
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
No.
No. I'm
They
supposed
literally
to be,
just.
I'm supposed to be like a
tricked you.
lifeguard at a camp, not like a grammar teacher.
That's so funny.
But then there's a kid. So I just became, I guess you would call demote me to like just being like a private tutor to like one kid.
yeah. No
and-
offense to private tutors out there.
Oh yeah, no, not at
It's
all.
a hard job, but it just
In
you
this
just
in
didn't
this
expect to
realm,
do it.
this was a demotion. They're like, okay, you can't teach all these kids. You're just going to teach one kid. And this poor kid, man,
Yeah.
he's from South Korea, but his parents during the year they send him to a boarding school in China, and then so this is during the summer. So this is a summer school.
Yeah.
They send him back, and he has me as the teacher.
Oh man,
And-
what I wouldn't give to know where that kid is right now.
Okay, well, I'll
What-
say this: I love the people of South Korea, and like I love just loving on people. But this kid was a punk.
Oh, he was tough.
He was so mean
Hey,
to
we've
me.
all met a kid like that.
He was so mean to me, and like I really tried because I'm like I can't like this poor kid. Like I felt bad for him, so I'm like I am gonna try to teach him. And so for science lessons, I would just have him watch Bill Nye the Science Guy. And then like we would try to like read books together. I'm like, can you read this? And he'd be like, no. I'm like just try. No. Okay. And so that was kind of the
and
like,
you just couldn't go home. You couldn't just
No.
like go home. You were
But
literally
then-
captive in South Korea.
this kid who was
teaching this ornery kid.
this poor kid, and I don't blame him for being a punk because, like, imagine your parents.
Yeah,
they don't
like,
want.
that's
It's like
the-
you go to school in China all year. oh, you're back for the summer. You're going to school
They
now
learned
again.
it somewhere.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
But then the family I was living with that ran the school, they're like, we've talked to the parents of the student. You're going to move in with the family and teach them full time.
You're kidding.
And I said, I will not.
That's insane.
I'm not doing that.
At that point, you're just like,
family,
dude.
But
That
they
scares me.
went as far as like, come with us. Like, we want to show you something.
Yeah.
They brought me to the family's house,
Mm-hmm.
and like they're like this. They had me introduced. Like, they introduced the whole family to me, and like basically they showed me the corner of the room where I would be sleeping. I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm sorry. I'm like,
Wait, corner of the room? Like you didn't have your own room?
no. It was like in the living room, and it was like with
So-
the grandparents.
so- and they're
I was
my-
like sleeping with the grandparents in the room
My
too.
goodness.
I said, I'm not doing this. I'm like, and they were so mad at me. The family that like had the
Jeez.
school, they're like, this is very like, we promised this family that you were going to teach them because
So
they
so-
collected money
so
already.
so basically, they put this out there. They collected money, and then
Mm-hmm.
but maybe something fell through, and they just like, we just have to convince
Yeah.
someone to come.
Yeah,
Someone, and he was just
And-
like, I'll go.
yeah. So and so it was just terrible. And then the summer camp happened, right?
Okay.
And I was able to have phone service where I was at in Seoul.
Yeah.
We went deep into the mountains in South Korea, and it was like this cabin, and it did have a pool.
Yeah.
But I slept on the floor with, it had to have been 30 kids,
That's crazy.
and it was for 2 weeks.
yeah.
And was not a summer camp. It was just school in the mountains. I'm like,
It's awesome.
I hate this. I hate all
That
this.
is insane.
And so I had to teach lessons and make
oh
lesson
my
plans.
goodness.
And I'm just like, but it turned, I kind of like, I can't get out of this. Like, this is just where I'm at. And so I had fun with it. Like,
Yeah.
I looked up fun science experiments or whatever. Terrible though. And then finally I got a hold of my friend Jiho, because it took forever to like track his phone number and stuff.
Wait.
Or I found his brother Jihoon. Wait, what?
I'm confused. Where's Jiho in this whole situation? Because
Jiho-
you haven't seen him.
The,
because
the only common denominator in this story is that Ji-ho is from South Korea,
Yeah.
and Josh happened
so-
to be in South
So
Korea.
Yeah.
you weren't living with Jiho's family.
No.
ties.
This wasn't Jiho's
This,
family.
No ties.
this was
So
Teddy and Grant, another South Korean family that lived with Austin.
Independent of Ji-ho, Ji-hoon.
Yeah.
and
So
So
Oh,
you just
Ji-ho.
like you just like moved to South Korea thinking
Whoa.
that like it's like a small town where I'm going to run into Jiho somewhere.
So I was hoping. I was hoping.
So it wasn't
Turns
like
out South Korea is huge.
it's ginormous. It's actually a country.
It's a country,
that's I thought because I was thinking I was like, oh, so like you
No,
knew
you were
Jiho.
wrong.
Oh, I was wrong.
Yeah.
That's where I was
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, yeah.
Moving on. Perfect,
So,
go.
Jiho's older brother,
Yeah.
saw that I was in South Korea. He hit me and was like, "How you enjoying it?" I'm like, "Dude," I told him everything, and he's like, "Jiho's gonna call you." Jiho called me, and he's like, "Tomorrow,
Oh no.
meet me at the train station. I'm freeing you." And so I told the family, I said, "Can you please bring me to the train station tomorrow?" And I said, "I'm leaving." And it was like, it's like I told them that I wish they were all dead. Like, they were so offended. And I'm like, you have to understand. I'm like, this is terrible.
Dude, that's bonkers to me.
But Jiho, oh my gosh. So Jiho, he met me at the airport, and he's like,
Train station.
yeah, and the train station, and he looked at the family, didn't say a word to them, and he put his arm around me, and he's like, "Let's go." And so he brought me to his parents' house. So he saved me. Jiho saved
Yeah.
me.
What a guy.
Yeah. But listen, like the night and day of my experience in South Korea, my last 2 weeks was with Jiho and his family. He brought me to his parents' house, and his dad was a pastor and also a realtor.
Yeah.
Very successful man. And Jiho told him, they didn't speak any English, but Jiho told them the whole story of like what I went through. They felt so bad for me that they handed me $500 in cash. And they said, "We want you to know that the South Korean people, we do not treat our guests like this."
Wow.
And they said,
That's so
the
dope.
fact that you educated some of the
Yeah.
students in South Korea, we appreciate. And I'm like, I can't take this. And Jiho's like, take the money.
Yeah.
So,
Well, now you're really going to be offended.
Yeah.
Now you're just
You've
banned from
offended 2
South Korea.
families in South Korea.
Get out!
no, but yeah, South Korea is wild. But Jiho saved me.
You were part of like a laboring traffic ring at that, like, because they would have never
Seemed
ended
like
at that
it.
point.
It seemed like
Dude, that like I'm putting my because I've never heard that side of the story. That's terrifying.
I think it's
being somewhere that far away from home and just like this is your commitment. You have to stay here.
Here's
That's
the
crazy.
important thing. The family is going to see this video.
I hope they do.
Because I'm going to share it. So, Josh, I think you should have the opportunity to say, maybe a sentence or 2.
Yeah.
Maybe a paragraph to the family.
Yeah, speak to the camera right now. If you could speak to the family right now.
Teddy and Grant's family. Grant and Teddy, great people. I do love Teddy and Grant.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're going to invite someone to your country to participate in your parents' school, maybe just give them the full details. Itinerary. And like every detail, like you need to know how to teach a class. And I don't. But I still love you guys. And I feel like I do thank you for the experience because it really did build a lot of character in me. And I love South Korea and I wouldn't trade it for the world. But just let people know what they're in for. And don't hold them hostage.
Amen.
This is over 10 years ago. And I don't want to offend you.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, I feel like they're looking for possible teachers in Korea. The way you looked at the time was probably not like screaming teacher.
I had shorter hair.
Oh, that was before or after the dreadlocks?
It was after.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So never mind. I just had like a vision of like the one you're talking about, the dreadlocks and the shoeless.
No, this was like the cute put together Josh.
This is like
I haven't met the cute Josh yet.
Like, hi, my name's Josh.
How long do you think you would have been there if your buddy hadn't intervened?
Well, it was for 3 months.
We wouldn't have this podcast. He'd be there, bro.
Be like
you would have adapted the accent already. Like it would have.
Oh man, no, but because it got to a point where I said I don't want to be here anymore, and they said, "Well, we're not buying you a flight home because you told us you're going to be here till this date." So I was in a sense.
It was a contract. Yeah.
So
I didn't sign anything. It was just like
they made a promise for like summer schools to certain people. Yeah. Basically. Okay.
And my friend in high school, her name is Alma Guyton. Shout out Alma. She was there. She was great because her mom is a teacher at the Bible school, and so she was able to teach these kids, and I think she really enjoyed it.
Cool.
I'm not a teacher, so it was.
It's always you are though technically because you did do it.
Yeah.
So that's a sick resume. Add in also taught grammar and English in South Korea.
Let's have a word of wisdom from Josh to teachers. What is the classroom management technique that was your go-to while you were an educator?
Just leave.
Just leave. Find a friend to get you out.
Run now.
Yeah, South Korea was dope. There was one time though, because also they were like they did this weird thing. The school started at like let's say 8 o'clock. Mm-hmm. They would get to the school at like 6 a.m. and like to like do lesson planning. I'm like, I don't want to do that.
That's crazy.
I had my longboard with me, and so I would skate to school. It was like 4 miles or something. Mm-hmm. And one time, this dude like ran me off the road, and like I just like ate it and just had road rash everywhere.
Jeez.
And like the family like didn't care. Like sorry. I'm like, and so like my perspective of South Korea at that moment was. I hate this. I hate this country.
Not on the top list to go back.
No. But then Jiho showed up and he showed me the cool side of South Korea.
That's awesome. So we need to, for the fans, because Jiho I've never met him. He sounds like the dopest dude.
The whole family.
And so maybe we need to start a GoFundMe.
And Ji-sung.
Yeah,
the brothers.
If maybe we could start a GoFundMe for the next like year and try to raise funds to get these people over here.
I haven't talked to Jiho in years, and I don't know how to get a hold of him.
Facebook.
He's not on Facebook.
He's recommended on my Facebook.
Ji-hoon is,
and I reached out to him. He's like, he's like on Facebook like once every like 6 months.
Yes,
and
we'll have to figure it out.
I got a hold of him. Like, hey, have Jiho reach out, and then nothing. So Jiho, Ji-hoon, Ji-sung. Reach out. Listening. We miss you and we love you.
A lot.
That was good.
That was
emotional.
That's a crazy story, though. That's like that's a wild story because that's I'm putting myself in your shoes at that point, and that would be terrifying to be stuck, feeling like you're literally being held captive in another country across the world. That's craziness.
Yeah. Speaking of,
and then Taken was written 2 weeks later.
yeah, it was.
That's Liam heard about this story and actually based it.
It's like, this is a great idea. Also, Seoul, if you know anything about South Korea, Seoul is like literally, it's like 40 miles south of the North Korean border. So like super close. And
you can smell it.
The apartment I was in, there's one day I'm like sitting on the balcony or whatever, and all I see is just these planes. And then dudes jumping out, and then you hear explosions. And I'm like,
no way.
Oh my gosh, this is the day North Korea is invading South Korea. And I'm freaking out.
That'd be your luck.
And I like ran in and I'm like, hey, like, is this normal? Like, and I'm like these guys jumping out and they like look out and like, that's not normal. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, this sucks. I hate South Korea.
What was it?
It was just a military exercise.
Oh my goodness. Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
Was it the South Korean military or the North? Okay.
Yeah. But crazy, man. Yeah. Speaking of South Korea, bears.
Bears. Bears are in South Korea.
Are they?
Yeah,
probably.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm terrified of bears.
No, we've been like I saw that. Can you pull up the? Do you have that audio of the guy?
Oh, I have it.
The first. So there's this video on TikTok that I saw. Austin, we'll have to show you. It's this guy that's like on a mountain or anything like that. And he's just chilling on like this part of this rock, and the first thing you hear is this dude screaming. And it's not like the manly scream; it's the scream that you get from the bottom.
Like you're about to die scream.
Yeah, the dying scream.
I laugh when I'm about to die. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we've heard that. But this bear, this black bear, is just storming at this dude, trying to
kill
maul
this dude.
Yeah, and so the first,
it's like on a cliff, and he pushes the bear off the cliff. It's coming back up at him, and he's like punching it, and he's kicking it.
Yeah, we'll play the audio now, but we'll roll the clip if you're watching on YouTube.
Listen to this audio.
The guy's okay.
What am I listening to?
This dude.
Okay, to be clear, the guy is
was a
okay.
bear,
So it's not
right?
like it's not like a guy that dies.
No, that was a man.
This
a man and bear.
that was like that was literally like a black bear storming at this guy, and this guy luckily survived. But golly, I'm just seeing more and more animal attacks recently.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if it's just because everyone's recording all the time now, but I feel like in the past couple of years we've seen more stories of people surviving attacks than we have of sad deaths or anything like that. So that got me thinking. We are sharing too many videos of people surviving dangerous wildlife attacks that it's getting to the point, it's getting to people's heads where it's like, oh, well, I'm probably okay then. Because it feels like every mountain lion story I've heard in the past 5 years have been ones of survival because we probably don't hear about the ones that are deaths. Yeah. So it's like, I think people are like, we just need to stop sharing these videos because I feel like that one day there's just
the bears,
they're like, who's the publicist for the Bears? Like, they're like, hey, we're down 20 points today, guys. I'm super sorry. Bad news. Bears are down 20% in intimidation. You guys have to do better. Listen, because Jeff. Hey, Jeff. Yeah. Hey, look at me.
I'm looking.
Listen, I love you, and I know you're a veteran on this team. Is your pause?
Yeah.
I know you're a veteran on this team, and we love you.
Yeah.
And we love having you, right, guys?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But
nice.
and you've always been very great. But the thing is, there was a video that's going viral on TikTok that's of you attacking a man who's completely defenseless, doesn't have any weapons, and you run at him. Yeah, you remember this, right? Last week,
kicked me in the head.
Yeah. You remember it.
Yeah.
You went 3 or 4 times at him. The guy is still alive. He still posted the video.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't do killings anymore.
And that's great. But the thing is, you are one of the reasons why we're down 20%.
Listen, bud, I don't want to kill anymore.
Yeah, I understand. But listen, we are the Bears. We are to be intimidating and to be feared, right? Yeah. Right? You're new to the bear community. What's your name again? What was your name? I feel like you'd remember your name. Are you
Barry?
Oh, he can't talk. He's a mute bear. He's a mute bear. But listen, we need you to get those points back up. So we're gonna do.
Name?
Yeah, I did forget the name. So Jeff, was it Jeff?
Jeff.
Jeffrey the bear. Hey, I just need you to do better. So next time you encounter a human, just make it happen, okay? All right? Put on a show, go for it, okay? I know.
Name or something.
I thought it was past those days.
I thought it was over with those days. That was kind of like the early 90s kind of
No, that we didn't have phones back then, so it was just kind of a scary thing. Hey, what's up? He's talking.
In high school, Josh did a polar bear voice. I think we need to hear the polar bear voice.
Wow.
That was good.
Okay, so precursor.
Okay.
Before Carl and all of Sunday Cool,
Yeah.
I used to send all of our friends different characters I would do. One of my characters' name was Polar Bear, which was a Russian man. He'd be like, "Hello, my name is Polar Bear. I have 27 children, all named Vladi." I don't know.
Helga.
Hello. So yeah, that was it. That was my Polar Bear.
That's why I
guy.
like Josh. He was good at accents. And
Yeah,
stuff.
that was the only reason.
What other things do you because there's got to be other reasons. What other reasons do you like Josh?
Oh, wow.
Shout them out. List them out. Let's
I don't
go.
know, Josh's house was like the house to
It
be
was.
at.
Was
Like
it?
we
Yeah.
did crazy stuff.
Well, the thing is, guys, we were wild.
No, it was. It was.
like
How is that possible? Because that's the thing that blows my mind.
Yeah, yeah.
You weren't allowed Halloween. You weren't allowed TV at some point.
No
you
Harry
weren't allowed
Potter.
Harry Potter. But yet he was the fun house. That
No, it
explain
was
that to
like-
me. Explain that.
because it was, we literally were never inside. We were always outside. We had dirt
Not like
bikes.
them kids today.
Yeah, that's right. Get off the video games.
Yo, yeah, hey, let me fax you a hug. Jeez Louise.
But we
Pathetic.
had dirt bikes, 4-wheelers, guns, bow and arrows, fires,
pitchforks.
everything.
We had fires.
And I to this day I don't know why my parents never checked on us. And like we'd literally be out there. We'd be shooting a tannerite. Do you know what tannerite is?
Yeah, I just know it's an explosive.
It's an explosive that explodes from like a high velocity rifle or
So
whatever.
you can place it on something, and then if you shoot it,
It's like a
with a gun,
C4.
You place it
blows
under
up.
something.
Okay,
Yeah.
And then like mark on what you're blowing up a target, and you shoot that target. And we
And
did.
it's like
yeah, that's scary. I don't know why. Yeah, that scared me for a second. I don't know.
yeah, but we'd blow stuff up, like shoot guns, and
Yeah.
like we're just crazy and
Bow and
crazy.
arrows. Yeah,
we were
right?
too wild and crazy.
It's
guys.
actually amazing that we're still alive because we used to do
Yeah.
this
Okay,
game.
tell them the story. Yeah, are you doing the bow and arrow game?
I
This
am
is
catnips.
the dumbest thing.
We used to do this game where we would all get in a circle, and it was I had the compound bow, right?
Yeah.
And it was
Who's calling you?
my wife.
Answer
Sorry, Lil.
Answer it.
Where I'm in the middle of the story. But it had like the tri-tip, like the sharp,
Yeah, like a
head.
blade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we would shoot it straight up. And it was the last person to leave the circle won.
Insane.
And so we would lose sight of it, and it would just go, right? And our buddy Tevin, he was from the Bahamas, and he kept on saying like, "My name's Catnips," thinking of Katniss from the Hunger Games. But
Catnips.
he did it once, and it landed about that far from his foot, and I'm just
Dude.
like,
I mean, it hits you. You're dead.
yeah,
You
don't
are
do this.
dead. Yeah, no,
Don't
please
do this.
don't do this.
We are very lucky to be
When you
alive.
told me that story, because I've seen that like in, I think it's Grown Ups, whenever they do that.
Oh, yeah.
And Adam Sandler and everything. But I never thought actual people did that. That is crazy.
See,
to me.
Yeah.
we did that too as kids, but it was always like a blunt arrow, and I don't think any of us ever lasted anywhere near long enough to it actually coming
Oh, no.
down.
Oh,
Even a blunt arrow would still do
No,
it.
But we
Yeah,
we
that's
literally
crazy.
shoot it, and then like 3 seconds later, we were all like
Yeah,
running
yeah.
for
The
trees.
peer pressure that we all put on each other is like, stay.
Yeah, we wouldn't move. But
I would have. I literally could not have handled to be in the front. I would have not been in the front
No,
group.
and
at that
the
time.
older we got,
I would-
like, it got worse. Like,
Oh, yeah.
the stuff we would do.
Yeah,
We
did
can't
one.
talk about on
we
the show.
We had this like giant metal barrel.
There's still like missing evidence and stuff like that. Is that what you're saying? There's like still police reports that are like there's still clue in. Sorry, go ahead.
We had the cops call us multiple
Cold
times.
cases.
But we had this big old metal barrel, and we put the tannerite under the barrel.
Like a
and-
55-gallon drum.
Yeah.
Oh,
like a big
wow.
old oil barrel. And we shot it, and the bottom lid of the barrel shot up, had to have been 500 feet.
We lost sight of it.
We lost
and
sight
it's a
of
big
it.
one.
And it like,
Just the bottom of like the
yeah,
bottom base.
it was like a cannon.
The barrel itself, though, that's like probably 40 pounds, went probably 50 feet in the air.
Yeah, it was
Jeez Louise.
nuts. And it hit, and it just like enveloped Enveloped? Is that the word?
Yeah,
That can work.
Yeah.
it's a new one.
Developed.
Hey, that's a new one, bud. Good job.
Enveloped. Okay. But yeah, I mean, it's amazing that we're still alive. So
That is crazy because it's that's always something that's completely blown my mind. Is it one of those things where you started off with a little bit of tannerite and you're like, oh, that's fun, and then like as you got older, you weren't satisfied with the tallest.
as we got older, as the night grew.
You just had a stockpile of it. It's like that was pretty cool. What if we made it bigger though?
Yeah, let's we start off with
Repeat.
like a half a pound, and then I think the biggest we did was like 4 pounds of tannerite.
That is insane. I have to see this because I've never seen it in action. So we've got to do it.
I mean, it's crazy.
Maybe, dude, New Year's Eve episode.
Yeah.
Can we do a live podcast
in
and then-
this room?
in this room, in this studio,
Put tannerite under your computer chair.
Yeah, there we go.
just right under the sofa, Austin?
So Austin, what's the closest call you've ever had with Josh?
Closest call?
Yeah, like sketchiest situation he's ever put you in.
Oh,
This is
I've heard a story. Something went down in Nashville, and I don't know if it's his fault.
Oh, I wasn't there for that.
yeah.
thought
Tell
you
him
were
about the pharmacy burger.
But he was with my wife and my dad.
yeah, give us the rundown on what happened. there.
Ryan Tucker.
And Ryan Tucker. We just name drop like crazy.
Guys,
on
we
this
can
podcast.
say just the first names.
Yeah.
Ryan.
yeah, right.
All right,
yeah.
let's set the scene. Well, I'll
Yeah,
set
tell
the
us what
scene.
happened.
Okay, here it is.
So they were at a conference in Nashville.
Yes.
Austin, my wife, my dad, and Ryan Tucker.
Ryan.
Ryan.
Josh. Don't you listen to Andy?
All right. So
Nobody does. Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I went to school in Nashville really quick. There's this joint called the Pharmacy Burger. It was in a worse part of town, but what do you call it when the community?
Gentrified.
Gentrified. There
Yeah.
you go. So there was a few like local spots, super dope.
Whitewashed.
So, Andy,
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead.
can I?
You guys were there for a kids ministry conference?
Yes,
Yeah.
I was going to tell
Okay.
it though. Okay,
yeah,
so
sorry.
we were there for a kids ministry conference, and we hadn't set up yet. So I was like, "Hey, let's go to the Pharmacy Burger." And I think I was the only one that had been there. Everybody else, that was their first time, and we've been talking about it the whole way up. And we get there, we sit down, we order our drinks, and I'm kind of we're at a 4-person table, kind of close to the door, and I just hear like Josh, can you do like gunshots? Okay, hey, hold on, let's redo that. Do it in like softer because it was from a distance. So as this is happening in the background, I stand up. Yeah, do it, and they're getting louder, right? They're getting louder.
They're getting
I said, "Is that gunshots?" And then everybody's like looking around, and swear to goodness, I look through the window, and there's a drive-by shooting happening right in front of the restaurant. But this is where it gets crazy. I've never been in this situation, right? I don't know what to do when there's gunshots. I don't think anybody did. So you kind of just freeze.
Yeah.
And I think it might have been 10 seconds into it when it kind of clicked that those are gunshots. The drive-by shooting was happening where 2 guys were shooting at another guy. Well, he crashed his car, just happens to be like out the door of our. So the dude had been shot maybe 2 or 3 times and was running to take cover from the car with 2 shooters. And he's trying to take cover in our restaurant. Oh, man. So now he's running for cover in our restaurant.
And
so
bullets are going in the restaurant.
yeah,
now.
bullets are going in the restaurant. And your dad at the time, he had flipped the table. And
You guys are already sitting down. Like
We're
are you
sitting
eating,
down.
Are you eating at this point? Or?
no,
Okay.
we had just gotten our drinks, and Pops flipped the table and grabbed him, like him and Lily, because they were on this one side, and literally tucked the table. And he flipped the table so hard, he actually damaged his shoulder, and he didn't know about it until the next day. But I'm like sitting in the corner, and what is funny, I'll let you tell the story, but when I called my wife to tell her, like, hey, this, like, honey, I love you. Go for it, Andy.
No,
You tell.
I'll be Nikki. I'll be Nikki.
Okay.
You be.
Okay. So the weirdest thing happened is my phone call failed to my wife 3 times in a row. I don't know. I had good service. Maybe because there was gunshots happening. I don't know. But I finally get a hold of her. I said, Nikki, I don't know what's going on.
You're on the call right now. Your caller.
There's gunshots in the restaurant.
What? What do you need?
There's gunshots in the restaurant right now. I don't know, honey. I don't know what to do.
What are you talking about?
There's a shooter in our
Listen,
restaurant.
I can't talk. I can't talk right now. Okay, like listen. Just I can't hear you that well.
I don't remember what I said, but I said I think I love you.
Okay, I'm busy. I'll call you back later.
Literally. And
Bye.
then,
No way. No way.
And hold on, at this time is when there was a off-duty armed security guard that ended up opening the door to the pharmacy and killed him, the guy running to take cover. And then at that point is when the 2 other shooters got in their car and dipped away.
So was he like returning fire?
Yeah, he was. He had a gun on
I was like,
him as well.
that's a pretty important detail to like.
The guy was carrying a gun.
Yeah, he was carrying.
He was
the
getting
restaurant.
cover, shooting back.
So, but what was crazy? So we're like tucked in these corners in this very busy restaurant. In like 30 seconds? I don't know how long it was. It felt like forever. But no more gunshots, and we stand up, and we're like, "What's going on?" Dead body right there, right outside the window.
Rough.
And
we didn't order this. I'm sorry. I don't.
Absolutely terrible. But what was cool was there was 7 cars that were just riveted with bullets outside the restaurant, and our truck that we had rented was the only truck inside the crime scene that did not have a bullet.
Lucky you.
And then I think when Pops got home,
he found the shells.
He found the shells in the bed of the truck.
That's
crazy.
Crap.
But another part of the story is my dad called me which I'm honored, Dad, that you called me out of the whole family.
I think Taylor didn't answer.
So,
none of the other family answered.
Taylor, Cassie, Heather,
Gammy.
Gammy. He even called me, and I didn't even know him at the time.
His financial advisor.
His life insurance guy.
No, he called me, and I'm like, hello? And he's like, there's someone shooting. I'm like, what? And you hear people going, ah! And he's like, I gotta go. I'm like,
bro,
Dad!
that's his nightmare.
No, it was terrible.
Oh, man, that's awful.
It was crazy.
But everyone was good, and it makes for a good story.
Well, the guy
not the
dead.
guy.
Oh, yeah, except for I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I meant like
sad
Andy.
situation.
Yeah. Very insensitive. He had a family.
Restaurant made a comeback though. Really good food.
Yeah, we went back a couple weeks ago, and it was still delicious.
Yeah.
So
I love the pharmacy burger.
It is one of the best burgers.
Just go there.
Yeah, Pharmacy
Better than-
Burger.
sit
We
in the
know you're
back.
watching.
yeah, better
wanna-
than any burger I've ever had in my life.
Wow.
And to all the other places that I've had
have
burgers, they're
burgers.
probably like, "Oh, shots
shots
fired."
fired.
I'm like, "Nope."
Yeah, you
That's at
interrupted
the
me.
pharmacy.
I was trying to get a plug.
Sorry.
For
Go ahead.
Pharmacy Burger. We know that you're watching. If you want to sponsor this podcast, we're here.
In Nashville, and we're in Tavares.
We are.
We'll be back.
Down the road.
Yeah. Oh
I
man,
didn't mean to interrupt you.
that's okay.
You're not mad about it?
Nope.
Do we have
You seem a little
like
mad about it.
what's the
okay.
timeline right now?
We're, like
Is there,
We're almost
we got
done.
like 2 minutes.
well, we got one more story.
Oh,
though.
let's go for it.
Orange Conference.
Oh yeah.
What?
The Orange Conference. The
What about it?
reason
The
for
day-
your existence,
Oh gosh. I was like,
The reason
I was
you're
trying to think.
alive.
He's in here.
Andy.
Yeah. So yeah, that was that. So Orange Conference 2019. I had been a youth pastor, and I had been watching Sunday Cool videos and Cool Carl, and literally just like every Wednesday we watched videos of you every single Wednesday. And I had made a couple videos, and so you had gotten to know of me a little bit through the youth ministry groups on Facebook. And I was like, oh my goodness, I think you're going to be at Orange Conference in Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm like, I'll go as well.
Yep.
This is going to be great. And I got to finally meet Cool Carl. I was so psyched. Kelsey was like, whatever, let's
Who's
go.
Kelsey?
Yeah. Kelsey's my, she's my hot wife. She's,
Nice. Nice.
my super smoking hot wife.
very,
yeah.
very good.
Dude, yeah, you're right, man.
It's like, bro.
It's like, why are you agreeing with me so hard right now? Dude, I'm just agreeing with what you're saying.
Preach it.
I've never had so much support from you.
Okay, chill.
Back up for a second. And so we get to the Orange Conference, and no joke, I'm super excited for the conference, but to be able to meet you guys and be able to hang out with Sunday Cool was super, like something I was definitely looking forward to. So we're walking around, and we see you, and finally get to hang out with you a bit. And then at the end of the conference, 3 days later, I really want to just buy him lunch, hang out with him for a little bit.
Andy,
actually have
let
some
me
real
interrupt
time.
real quick.
Yeah.
Your first impression on us when we met you, I think you were the guy that came to the booth and you wanted 12 T-shirts.
Yeah, because
That's all you wanted in your wardrobe.
because like everyone in America, I'm sure at one point in their life, there was like, I want to become a minimalist. I want to get rid of everything and just like get to. So I was getting to the point where it's like, I love you guys. I think you guys are awesome. I've had the chance to. I've been writing some videos for you, and so I was like, or helping you write, and then I was just like, I'll just get down to the point where I'm just wearing Sunday Cool tees with one simple message on the front, their logo on the back, because I don't mind promoting them. I'm like, that'd be dope. And so I walk up and I ask that. And so we're like, yeah. And Steve's like, yeah, I'm sure we could figure that out. That's not a big deal.
That's a weird request.
Yeah, weird request. And so on Friday night or Friday for lunch, I invite you guys I invite you to go get some lunch. And, he's like, hey, I'll bring Austin along, my best friend. It's like, cool. And so we all go out to lunch. I insist on buying you Greek gyros, even though like I was on youth pastor salary at that time, but I was like, I'm buying them lunch. I don't care. And so we spent like $60 at a Euro truck.
Yeah.
And we're sitting down. Gyro. Yeah. It's my apologies to the Greek people, people of Greece. And so we're sitting down and we're just talking. And then suddenly Austin, who I don't know at all. I just know you work at Sunday Cool. You start asking me and Kelsey, like, where you see yourself in 5 years, like, are you happy where you're at? What's going on? And then Kelsey kind of like keeps looking at me, like she grabs my knee for a second. Is like, what is happening right now? Like it feels like a job interview. And so basically, you pretty much say, hey, we have a position at Sunday Cool. We're not interviewing other people. We want you, and so this is like a position that we want you to come. And if you're interested, we want you to come down. And so you offered me, in my family, an opportunity to move to Florida and just
to work in my department.
Yeah,
the department that Austin was not involved in at all. So that exactly. I want to say that because like we were talking about potentially getting
finding
to know
somebody
you better.
else.
Yeah. We were talking about like
Josh had like so many prospects. He was already interviewing people. He had so many secured.
I'm like, yeah, I want to get to know Andy because this is a really big position, we have to be able to click and stuff.
Up till that point, it was only you.
Yeah,
it was only.
And
you.
So we met with you, and then Austin is just like, "You want to work for Sunday Cool?"
Yeah, he's like,
I look at us and like.
He was like, how much you making? And I told him, he was just like, yeah, we could do that for sure. And it was like he's securing financial information without approval.
Yeah,
and
my dad's like, what?
Yeah, so
what are we thinking?
After later, you're on the phone call. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're talking to Steve, and you're talking to your dad. And You're just like, hey, we had lunch with Andy, and he's like, how it went well, it was great. And he's like, was Austin? He's like, is Austin supposed to offer him a job?
Hold on, his words exactly was, he did what?
Yeah,
I remember.
So he did what? But hey, long story short, Andy's here.
It worked out.
And we're good friends now.
It worked out.
Yeah.
We're stuck. And that was the thing. It was such a gamble because it
was a big gamble. Yeah. We're still waiting for the ROI on it.
Because you guys were all, they say 3 years, you start seeing some fruit, hopefully. Yeah. And so we're,
5-year probationary.
I just think it's so funny because it was such a big position. I can't imagine the anxiety for you.
Yeah.
Because you're just like all summer long, like, if this doesn't work out, do we have a backup plan? Can he start like folding t-shirts or something?
What if he's like a jerk and I can't stand him?
He's just the worst.
But it turns out, you are a jerk, but I can stand you.
But you're good at writing.
But you're really good at writing.
So I tolerate it.
How long did it take for you to know that like it was a good hire?
I was pretty instant.
Last week.
Yeah.
This is how much I try to prove myself. I drove 18 hour. It's an 18-hour trip from Joplin to Orlando, Florida, basically. And so I drove after church from Joplin all the way through the night. I fell asleep like for 45 minutes somewhere in Alabama going like 75 on a U-Haul. Woke up going like 32, so I was good. But landed, and then we hung out in the office, and I was so intimidated. And then it was a Monday, and you're like, I don't know what I'm going to be, because we release videos every Wednesday, and you're like, I don't know what video we're going to do Wednesday. And so you just wanted to come up with an idea, and so we wrote a whole last-minute sermons on rugs.
Oh, that's right.
You're like, we need a topic. And then I said, how about rugs? He's like, something obscure. And I'm like, we could point people to Jesus through rugs for 3 minutes straight somehow in a day and a half. Let's do it.
So that was it. It turned into a beautiful thing, and now we're all friends.
Love story.
Hey.
That's right.
Oh,
Just hanging out.
We're all friends, and Andrew's here.
Hey. Andrew's here.
Just kidding.
We hired another Andy.
Yep.
Another Andrew.
Yep.
Andrew is becoming part of the clan.
Becoming, not yet.
Not yet.
Wow.
You're almost there.
There's initiation. Yeah, there's
years.
initiation at 3 years. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You'll see.
Okay.
Just wait.
You'll see. Hey, we never did an
We
ad,
didn't
by
do
the
a
way.
commercial. the heck?
Real quick.
That was a good lull. That was a really good lull, though.
It was.
Like we were all like kind of settled down. That was really
Yeah.
Quick ad break. Hey guys, you want fleece?
You know where to get it.
Hoodies, crew necks, SundayCool.com.
Go now, because there's a lot of good deals going on headed into the holiday season. There's nothing better for a winter retreat or a fun little community event. And you want those things customizable. You want your brand out there. You want your church name spreading the news, okay? So how about you hop on over to SundayCool.com.
And we now have new technology called water revealing ink. And just check it out. It's pretty magical.
Stop it.
We're like the Steve Jobs of t-shirts.
What does it
Steve
do?
Jobs and David Blaine.
Yeah. What does
it
water reveal do?
Austin, you can tell
That's
us.
me.
You tell us what water reveal is.
Okay, so water reveal is there's an invisible message on your t-shirt.
Okay.
Maybe you're baptized.
Okay.
Maybe somebody throws a cup of water on you.
Okay.
Why would they throw a
Maybe-
cup of water? Because you're a bad guy.
Bad guy.
bad guy.
Yeah.
Take a shower.
Get out of here, bad guy.
Get out of here, hippie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Raining.
Got
Okay.
There's lots of different ways water might get on you.
it. Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
But you don't know what's on the shirt before the water gets on you. But just wait. Water's on you.
Whoa.
Okay.
Hidden message invisible. David Blaine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Comes out
Wet.
the water.
Out of the water. Message is revealed.
Wow. SundayCool.com. Start your order today.
Day.
Ad over. So the ad it's going to be at the end of the podcast.
This is the end of the podcast. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry the ad was right at the end, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the conversation and the
That's
good.
stories. This was really fun. I had a lot.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about friends that I've been friends with for a long time. I didn't even know about you, how serious your soul, South Korea.
How
In
serious
Seoul.
your
Yeah,
soul
yeah, your soul was.
Didn't know you had a soul.
I didn't realize how crushed your soul was in Seoul.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it was. Oh man.
This was a
Austin.
good conversation.
Thanks for coming, man.
I appreciate being asked to come sit here.
Yeah.
And just talk.
Yeah. Would you like to be invited back? Is that
No.
something you'd be interested in? Okay.
Yes, I would, please.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah. What
Next-
do you
next
want to
week.
talk about next time you come on?
A little bit more about me.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
It was all about Josh.
It
was
did
all-
turn. A lot of them turned about me though.
Yeah, it's
But
a lot
that's
about
okay. I
him.
mean, that's okay.
And that's what
okay.
this
That's
room is
okay.
for.
I do that on purpose.
But-
Hey, look at him.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I do.
So, what would you like for what would you like
About-
to ask the viewers that they can comment, like maybe something feedback that you would like to receive?
Nothing.
Okay,
Oh,
nothing. Okay,
Yeah.
No.
you don't want to.
I'll wait till next time when it's about me.
Okay. That's fair.
Okay, so ask questions in the comments what we want to know about Austin.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we can have
And I'll answer it.
Hey, a Q and a
Hey,
dub. A Q and
Oh.
a dub.
Say
Hey.
that one more time.
Q and a dub.
Yep.
Guys, comment what we should ask A-Dub next time so we can make the podcast all about him.
Anything.
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 Literally anything.
AMA.
Also, make sure to like
Like and
and subscribe.
Smash
and
the like button.
smash the
one
like
says
button.
that.
That's
Don't say that.
I
we don't-
saw
we don't
it.
say that
No
anymore.
one says that.
This is my first podcast.
Review the podcast 5 stars and we'll give you a little hug.
That really helps us out. And also keep an eye out because we might be releasing some merch soon.
No.
We've heard some requests for some merch, and so let us know
Teaser.
if you're interested in
Right
that.
here?
Yep, that's not
We
our
might
brand.
be releasing
Andrew,
some
can you
merch.
edit a logo right on top of his hat for just a
Please
second?
stop making this.
There we
joke.
go. That's all we need. Just a
All
little
right.
spot. There we go.
All
Love
right.
you guys.
Love you.
Love you, bud.
A-Dub.
Love you, A-Dub.
Love
Thanks for
ya.
coming.
Sweet.
Get out of our studio. Right now. Get out of our studio. Get out.
Ninjas are butterflies.
Get out. What friends?
Did I say ninja? I meant butterfly. The butterfly is no doubt one of God's most beautiful creations. I said empty your mind.